of Bill Allen to talk about, number one, some of the problems that was generally associated with the incarceration of Mr. Allen that eventually led him to escape prison, and eventually his life and lifestyle while he was on the run, and again, the most recent parole hearing in reference to this particular case. Why don't you start off by giving us some information, Richard, in reference to Allen in the Tennessee prison system, and you might say something in reference to your own experiences in reference to that, Richard.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Haney. My name is Richard Simon, and I met Bill Allen. We both were incarcerated at Rhode maximum security prison. But before I speak on that, I had the pleasure to read his book before I met him. And the story intrigued me because way back when we heard a lot about the injustice that went on and how black men per se were preyed on by the police. We hear stories like that. And actually meet someone who went through that, it was kind of interesting to me. And after meeting Bill and the stories I had heard about his case and about him, the two didn't meet. If you meet this person, here's a God-loving person who was brought up the right way, was in an adverse situation, and got himself in a lot of trouble. And as a result of the situation, 2 police officers lost their lives, which is a tragedy. But the silver lining in this is it didn't change Bill Allen. When I got in trouble, and I had the pleasure of meeting him when I got off death row in 1995, he was a guy I had read about, and I finally got a chance to meet him. I expected someone to be bitter because he had it's been going on since 1968. And I met him in 1995 in the month of May. And he had a smile on his face, and he talked about his situation, but he didn't dwell on it. And so in meeting Bill, I was spending a lot of time talking to him, how do you do time when you don't think you're getting out? How can you go through life just trying to be a positive influence on people in the environment? So in walking and talking to him,